Hey everyone, John Henry here from School of Trade, and today we're going to be taking a look at a short trade here on the soybeans. Now this is kind of an odd market that we don't usually trade a whole lot of, but when the setups do happen on here, it tends to be very, very trendy. So I'm looking at getting in short here at 107.225, and the reason behind that is we had this really strong breakdown of this channel here. And this channel, as soon as we started breaking down, we had a nice little bull trap that fired off at the highs. It came down, attempted to retest it, but just shot straight down from there. And now we're seeing those buyers fail once again, coming into this little average right here, giving us a nice little reason to want to get in short here. Now, this little inside bar here, that gave us an opportunity to possibly get in a little bit shorter here, 107.2 quarter instead of 107.2 even. So looking short here, 107.2 quarter, the stop is going to go above here, 107.4 even, just because we're utilizing this inside bar here. So that actually gives us a little bit of a smaller stop. Now, looking at this trade itself, where our target should be, let me get my stop in place here, 107.4 even. Place a buy stop there for 4 contracts. Now, our first target's going to be at the low of day, at 1070. We're going to go one tick ahead of that, 1070 quarter. Let's place a buy limit there for 3 contracts. That'll give that order there. Now, the final target on this move, where should the final target be? Well, we really don't have any idea where it should go. If we zoom out, we can see that overall we're pretty much reaching into lows that we haven't been at in a while, and the low that we're coming down into, we're taking our profit ahead of anyway. So that part's already taken care of. Really lower than that, you could look at 1065 all the way down to those lows and just see, you know, maybe if price gets down into that level, that's going to be the next area of support that we should be looking to take our targets out on. So what we'll do is, instead of 1065, we always want to go, you know, maybe a couple ticks ahead of it. So 1065, we're going to go to 1065 quarter, place that final buy limit down there. And then what we'll do is we'll just keep an eye on the trade itself. Now, soybeans typically runs a little bit slower than some of the other markets, so it might take a little while for this trade to kind of work out. But overall, it's looking absolutely perfect. I mean, just a picture-perfect type of pattern that we're seeing here, and just perfect execution. We're in short here at 72 quarter, looking for our first target at 70 quarter. And then the final target at 65 quarter. This final target at 65 quarter may get adjusted because this is a low, that 1065, that's a low from, let's see, 711. That was quite a while ago. Instead of going one tick above it, we might want to adjust and go a few ticks ahead of it, just in case they want to front run that level. So instead of 1065 quarter, let's go to 1065 3 quarter, just to guarantee that if they do want to come down and revisit that low, that we're going to get out on time. We don't want to get stuck where it comes 1 or 2 ticks away from our target, and then just reverses straight up again because they front ran it by a couple ticks. I definitely don't want to get stuck in that. Now, the low of day, typically when you come into the low of day, they're either going to tag the low of day or sink right through it. So that's why we've got our target right there at 70 quarter. Now, that first target is going to lock in 2 points, and then the second target, I have to adjust my drawing tool here. The second target from our entry will lock in 6.5. So that's a final target relatively nice. Now, the way that this ticks is a lot like the S&P 500, where it actually ticks in quarters. Now, we actually just got our first target filled. Let me adjust my stop. 1 tick stop, put our stop to break even there. Now, because it ticks in quarters, we've actually got to take this total, times it by 4, because there's 4 ticks in a point. So 1.00 equals 4 ticks, 2.00 equals 8. So what we want to do is take the little calculator here, and for that first target there, we'll take 2 times 4. That means it's got 8 ticks. Each tick is $12.50. So it's $100 a tick or a point that we just took out there. So a 2-point win is 100. We actually took out 3 contracts, so times 3. That means we're up 300 on the first one. Now, if we get both contracts filled, 6.5 plus another 2 times 4 is 34 ticks times $12.50. That's 425, not including the extra few hundred from this first target. So actually a pretty solid trade overall. So now we're just in kind of a holding pattern. We got that first target filled. Stop is at break even at 72 quarter. Now we're just waiting to see if this can get some legs to the downside. One important thing that we want to see here is I would really love to see it close below that low of day to show us that there is some conviction to this move down. Let's get our orders on the chart here. That way we can see that, you know, the sellers do mean business. They want to come down. There might even be a possibility of a kind of like a breakout with a snapback or a breakout snapback drop where you get price to break out, close underneath, comes back to revisit that level. Remember, what was once support becomes resistance, and then forms another possible bull trap, something like that, to get us in for another secondary short that you can hop in if you're a little bit more aggressive. At this point, it's only 10 seconds left. It looks like it's probably going to close underneath there, so we'll just kind of trail along with it. Now, as this market falls down, I will be trailing along with it to see if we can lock in a little bit more profit, but final target at 65 3/4, and we'll see if we can get that filled. So we'll be back in a little while, and we'll see how we do on the trade.
Order filled.
All right, we're back. I wasn't expecting that quick of a little slap down there. Actually dropped down all in a few seconds. I don't know what that was about, but got our target filled anyway, so let's close that that final stop there. Something must have come out to kind of force soybeans down there. Might have been a bunch of stops below these lows. Something to that degree, but that happened very quickly. Always kind of suspect when something like that happens. You know, maybe it could have just been a big stop run and prices are going to reverse back up. And it was something definitely to kind of consider. If we do stay above that, if we can come back to 106.6550, possible chance for a double bottom just on that stop run and then a move higher. But that's in the future. We're going into 12 o'clock now. It's going to slow down anyway. But got that target filled with a tick to spare. Kind of glad we went up to that 65.75. Odd little bit of price action there, but perfect example of just a picture-perfect, gorgeous little trade there. So went short on soybeans here with that channel failure onto the downside there. Went short at 107.25. Took the first target off at 107.25. Took 3 contracts off there, so 2 points for a total of 6 points. Remember, 3 contracts. Final target taken off at 6.5 points here at 65.75. Essentially, what that does is we've got 2, 2, and 2, plus another 6.5 times 4. Times 1250 gives us $625 on the trade. Nice little short trade there on some kind of oddball price action. But overall, still good trade. Not going to complain about it, that's for sure. So that's going to be the trade for today. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade. Don't forget to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com. Have a good one, and as always, we'll talk to you later. Bye.